I am convinced that Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is hands down the best video game of all time. And the reason is because the atmosphere of the game is really pulling you in. It feels so fresh, so exciting, and so fun to replay. Like even now, it's just fun to just casually play through the stages. It's like living in a world that's just fun to live in. I think Sonic Adventure 2 Battle has that I think other games it's just not as grand as Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Like that's why it's one of the best games of all time, I think. And I think maybe like a problem with Sonic Team now is I think the issue with games is when there's no interactions. Like I think if you can't interact with a game, then it gets boring. Like I don't care how open world it is. I mean, it's cool that it has open world, but if there's nothing to interact with, then it's bad. Like Sonic Frontiers, I think was the mechanics are good, but the problem is there's just no interactions, so that makes the game boring. Take for example other games like Simpsons Hit and Run. Like that's a super fun game because there's lots of interactions. There's lots of people making jokes. There's lots of people having a reaction when you drive like a crazy man. There's lots of just fun stuff to interact with. Like I think a game gets super boring if there is nothing to interact with. Like I think that's one of the flaw with video games. But Sonic Adventure 2 Battle just has lots of stuff going for it. It just looks good. It feels good. Like it has that atmosphere that it's fun to go back to. You know, it's kind of I think it marks marks it off with everything. You know, it's cool. It's exciting. It's from the 90s. It has that cool energy to it, but it's also just fun to live in it. I think this is like it has the best atmosphere of any video game in terms of pulling you in. I think this is like has that feel to it. Now, part of it is nostalgia too, but this is something that I think games are good when they know how to interact with the player, and I think this just is one of those games. So I consider Sonic Adventure 2 Battle to be one of my favorite video games made of all time, and I will defend it forever. But I have no problem with remakes though, because this is an old game, but it's just an awesome game either way. So yeah, that's just what I want to say. Thank you for listening and bye. But I will note that this is a nostalgia blind review, so for you it can be any game really. This is just for me personally. So I just think if a game can have that sort of atmosphere and sort of art style that kind of has that charm to it. When you're a kid and you grow up, and it just still has that energy to it, and it's a good game. And that's what I want to say, really. Thank you for listening, and bye.